Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So, by now, I'm sure most of you have heard about the nuclear power plant in Ukraine that has been shelled. Russia is claiming that Ukraine attacked the plant, and Ukraine is claiming Russia attacked the plant. But let's take a look at this logically. It is, when Russia moved into and invaded Ukraine, they secured a number of nuclear facilities. They said that they were fearful that Ukraine could cause a Chernobyl or higher level event. Let's look back. I think it was 1994 that it was Western governments that talked Ukraine into giving up their nuclear weapons. After the fall of the Warsaw Pact, the USSR, and Ukraine declaring their independence. Ukraine had probably most of the nuclear weapons of the USSR. Some of those weapons went missing, and Western governments did not trust the corrupt Ukrainian government to have access to nuclear weapons. Ukraine has got the most corrupt government in Europe and possibly in the world. And that has been widely reported. All right, so at this time, it is Russian forces that are present at this nuclear facility. Does it make any sense that Russian forces would be shelling a nuclear facility that is occupied by Russian forces? Now, it is Ukrainian nuclear technicians that are operating the plant. Something to pay attention to is that when Russia came in and secured these plants, they did not shut down any operations in these plants. They continued to let these plants continue to operate and provide electricity. It has been Ukraine that has attacked electrical and water treatment facilities to Donbass for 8 years. This is a fact. It has been reported in Western media, if you paid any attention, for the last 8 years. The fact that Ukraine has been invading and attacking the Donbass region for 8 years has been reported by the UN, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, the Washington Post, the New York Times, and on and on and on, The Guardian. And up until this year, they were reporting on this. So Ukraine has absolutely shown that they have no problem with putting human civilian lives at risk. They've got 46, the Pentagon has admitted that there are 46 biochemical research centers in Ukraine funded by the Pentagon. The OPCW has stated that of those 46, only three actually meet the standards for securing the organisms that they have been researching. There have been documented leaks and outbreaks of rare diseases surrounding these biochemical research facilities. What makes you think that Ukraine will not attack their own people? A few weeks ago, Ukraine attacked a POW camp that was housing Azov soldiers and killed their own soldiers to keep those soldiers from talking, by reports. Of course, Ukraine is saying that, Russia attacked this POW camp. Why would they do that? Russia wants to interrogate these people. They want to document what these people have to say. They want to publicize this information. It would be Russian guards that were securing the POW camp. All right, so, last week, Amnesty International came out with a report stating that Ukrainian forces have been occupying civilian facilities, daycare centers, kindergartens, apartment buildings, hospitals. Ukraine's response? They demanded an apology for this being reported. And Amnesty International did it. Remember, Amnesty International is really an organization that just covers up Western, especially American, war crimes. They don't report on any of that. So the fact that they even came out with this report was a shock. My thanks to the New Atlas for reminding me of something that I had seen a headline on in the Washington Post from March. Now, I don't have a subscription to the Washington Post, and I'm not paying for it. I don't want to pay Jeff Bezos, who owns the Washington Post and is contracted with the CIA. No, I don't want to pay. For some reason, I don't want to pay for that. But in March, the Washington Post reported that Ukrainian forces were setting up their operations in civilian areas, schools, hospitals, etc. This was in March. And again, it's an absolute shock that the Washington Post would report on this. Once in a while, something from the Washington Post actually comes through, like the Afghanistan papers. So once in a great while, they actually do something like that. But so back in March, the Washington Post was reporting on it. Now Amnesty International is reporting on it. 2 weeks ago, CBS came out with a report stating that only 1/3 of the weapons going to Ukraine actually make it to the front lines. CBS pulled that report because Ukraine objected to it. Again, the truth gets out and they're going to object to it, and Western media just bows down and complies. What is it that makes you think that a country that has been attacking their own citizens for 8 years, that wants to invade Crimea and place millions of civilians at risk? How far of a stretch is it? And Ukraine has been saying that they want to restart a nuclear weapons program. So, biochemical research centers in civilian areas, military forces in civilian areas, attacking, bombing their own POWs. You know, invading Donbass, which they consider part of Ukraine, which makes the people in Donbass Ukrainian citizens, according to them. There was a reason that the Minsk Accords were created, because of the invasion of Donbass. And I've shown you how far that went, that they invaded and seized this territory. I've shown you on maps in previous videos that the Russian and Donbass forces are at this point, just retaking territory that was seized by Ukraine. They haven't even gotten past any of that. Anywhere along that line of contact, they have stopped at the line of the Donbass region. So far, we don't know what's coming next. And I admit that. I'm not saying that Russia is innocent in any way. I'm not saying that they have not committed war crimes, but overall, they are the ones that are calling up the IAEA, the OPCW, the UN Security Council. They're asking for investigations. And none of those investigations are happening. Why would you not want to? If you want to accuse Russia of something, wouldn't you want to do these investigations? Wouldn't you be, as soon as something happens, wouldn't you have people on the ground, if you think they're going to cover something up, you want to get investigators in there as fast as possible so that there's less time to cover anything up? Wouldn't you want the IAEA at this nuclear plant right this minute? So it is highly documented that Ukraine has been violating human rights, civil rights, outlawing 15 political parties, arresting opposition leaders, invading their own territory, placing their own people at risk. They've been doing this for years. Is it that much of a stretch to think that they would put hundreds of millions of people, human lives, at risk, including their own people, by bombing a nuclear plant? It is no stretch of the imagination. So you need to think about these things. Don't just listen to what Western media and warmongering U.S. and NATO governments are telling you while they're trying to bring us into World War III. Don't listen to it. Don't believe this. Question these things. Look into the facts. Use your head. Ask questions to yourself openly. Ask questions publicly. All right, share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate whatever you can to help expand this channel and my presidential campaign. And I will catch you in the next one. I hope you have a good day.